Testing, one, two, three. So I just got done watching the 1982 horror movie called Cat People. I believe it's a remake of the 1942 movie called Cat People. Correct me if I'm wrong. Um, I haven't seen the original, so I'm going into this completely blind. Oh yeah, sorry. Disclaimer: warning: the following video may contain adult language and themes. Your discretion is strongly advised. If you have a problem with this, please stop playing this video now. Anyway, but yeah, so the main stars of Cat People, this 1982 horror film, are, I believe, Nastassja Kinski, who else? Malcolm McDowell, and John Hurd, I think is his name. Yeah, he's Kevin McAllister's dad. Um, but yeah, so let me give you my spoiler-free review right now. I thought it was okay. It's an okay horror movie. Um, it's not bad. It definitely feels high production value. It already has a pretty good cast. I mean, Nastassja Kinski, Malcolm McDowell, and John Hurt are pretty high profile. I mean, they're pretty well known. They're not considered B movie actors and actresses. At least I don't. They might have been back then, but I don't know. This movie's pretty well made. The special effects are pretty good too. You could do a lot worse. Out of 10, I'd probably give it um, probably a 6.8, maybe a 6.8. Let me go into just the synopsis in case you don't know the surface level synopsis. Basically, Nastassja Kinski goes to New Orleans to she's I believe an orphan. She goes to New Orleans to visit, I think, her long lost brother, and who's Malcolm McDowell. And these people are in their, I think, like early 20s or something. And she gets the feeling something's not right with Malcolm McDowell. And he lives in this big house, and he's like, I think this a pastor at a church or something. And she thinks something's up with him, something weird. And I think their past has to deal with, like, their ancestry has to deal with people who lived in a very who were natives who interacted with cats a lot. And so, judging by the title, I don't think I'm spoiling much, but this is about cat people. This is about people who can turn into cats. I don't think I'm spoiling too much there. But yeah, like overall, I think modern day horror movies have probably really ruined this horror movie because we're so used to modern day horror movies just having buckets of gore and, and nudity. And so these older horror movies can't hold a candle. And basically, what they've got to do, they've got to be like not a Stanley Kubrick, they've got to be like an Alfred Hitchcock type horror movie to catch our interest. It's got to be really good, or else we'll just throw it aside. And this movie, it has some nudity, it has a little bit of gore. I mean, it has some gore, but like it's not an Alfred Hitchcock movie either, so it doesn't really satisfy, the artsy art lovers, and it doesn't really satisfy completely, the blood and gore and tits lovers. Actually, there are a lot of tits. I don't know if I'm spoiling this, but if you've ever had a thing for Nastassja Kinski, this movie is fucking for you because she is nude in it a lot. You could not get more nude. You could not get more nudity of Nastassja Kinski. I don't think it's possible unless it was a porno. Also, another thing about this movie, it's not very fun. It's kind of depressing and dramatic. There's a lot of drama in it. It's not very. I know that sounds weird. I don't mean like fun, but I mean like, I don't know, horror movie type fun. It's not a fun horror movie. Like Friday the 13th is a fun horror movie. You know, there's not a lot of fun in this movie. It's depressing. It's hard to explain what I mean by fun, but like, I don't know what I mean by that. But like, the only fun in it was Malcolm McDowell, who's hamming it up to the nth degree. He's really fun to watch in this movie. Like I said, he's not funny. He acts so hammy and over the top and just villainous. I hope I haven't said too much, but like, yeah, he's the only really fun part. Other than that, it's kind of depressing and kind of dramatic. Okay, so that's my spoiler-free review. I give it 6.8 probably. You could do a lot worse. But it's not bad. It's well made. I'm gonna get into spoilers now. Basically, Nastassja Kinski's character, comes to live with her brother Malcolm McDowell, and I sort of sense this sexual vibe between them, which I thought was kind of weird since they're brother and sister. But Malcolm McDowell goes missing for a couple of days, and so she doesn't know where he went, and so she goes out looking for him or just going around New Orleans sightseeing, and she stumbles upon this zoo. And in a side note, there's been a lot of there's been this other case where like this hooker like like went to see this guy, and she went to his room, and there was just a black leopard in there, and she was like, ah, she ran away, and then she got mauled. And so the people from the zoo had to come over and get the leopard and take it to the zoo. So Nastassja Kinski, this is completely different. Nastassja Kinski is just like roaming around the city looking for her brother, and she stumbles upon the zoo that has the leopard. And I think we all know that the leopard's supposed to be Malcolm McDowell. I mean, I suspected it. You probably will suspect it the first time you see this. But so she meets John Hurd, who works at the zoo as a curator, and they fall in love and stuff. And basically John Hurd's so in love with her, she gets her a job there, because she doesn't have one, and eventually the black leopard who's there accidentally kills someone, and he gets away, and then Malcolm McDowell returns, and basically, man, I'm not gonna spoil the whole. I'm not gonna go into the whole movie for you. Basically, because I could keep going. This movie's actually really long too. It felt like it was way too. It felt like after. So Malcolm McDowell is a cat person, and so is Nastassja Kinski. She doesn't know it though. And here's the lore. Here's the whole lore of the cat people, and it's sort of like the werewolves. Basically, cat people can only have sex with their relatives. So they're an inbred breed. They can only have sex with the relatives, and if they have sex with someone else, they'll turn into a leopard immediately afterward. So there's a high chance that they'll kill the person they just have sex with. So, and the only way they can turn back to normal is if they kill someone. That's a really weird lore, though. I mean, it's pretty ingenious too, though, because basically these people are doomed to only have sex with other people they're doomed to incest is basically what it breaks down to. And basically Malcolm McDowell was trying to have sex with Nastassja Kinski because she was the only person he could have sex with. And I know I'm spoiling this, but in the end Malcolm McDowell dies. He gets killed. They finally kill him, and I thought the movie should have ended after that, because it just really drags on, and Nastassja Kinski has to like grapple with her fate, the fact that she can't really have sex with John Hurd, or else she may kill him. And in the end, I'm going to spoil the end. I don't care, because you're basically waiting around this long to hear it. In the end, she has sex with John Hurd one last time, and John Hurd puts her in the zoo. He just puts her in the zoo, and John Hurd goes back to his old girlfriend. And so it's a kind of a depressing ending. And Malcolm McDowell, in my opinion, was the only like funny, hamming it up type guy in the whole movie. He's like a little bit of the ultra violence, my droobs. How can you not love Malcolm McDowell? He's fucking awesome. I don't know if this was before Clockwork Orange or not, but like, yeah, yeah, the lore of the cat people is pretty interesting and how it works. I guess it's not like werewolves at all, in fact, but yeah. So this movie's pretty good. I mean, it's I hadn't heard about it, and I think a lot of people forgot about it, and it is kind of forgettable. I mean, there's not. Like I said, it doesn't really satisfy either category, at least by today's standards. It doesn't satisfy the artsy category, and it doesn't satisfy completely the gore and nudity category. Although there is a lot of gore, I mean a lot of nudity, and there's a fair amount of gore too. But yeah, like I mean, I'm not one of those prudes that only likes modern day horror movies, because there are old horror movies I like Nightmare on Elm Street's good, among other ones, but yeah, so I guess I give this a 6.8 out of 10. I don't know if, let me go look at what I gave some. Like I said, I don't rate these relative to the other horror movies I've seen. I just, just spur of the moment, just say how satisfied was I out of 10. After watching the movie, without even considering other horror movies I've seen. I think let's see. I think I'd give it a 6.8 out of 10. Let me see. Yeah, 6.8 out of 10 sounds good. That's what I'll give it. It's check it out if you want. You can do a lot worse. You can do a lot better. If you want to see a lot of nude Nastassja Kinski, check it out. I mean, because she is just nude in it all the time. I don't even know how they would fucking show this on TV. But anyway, yeah, check it out. It's called Cat People. Not a bad horror movie. You could do a lot worse. Okay, take it easy. Bye.